Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into an entry from August 10th, 2026. This is actually pulled from part 982 of Aang's gardening diary. And honestly, when you've written nearly 1,000 entries, you are deeply, deeply observant of your craft. But today, we're unpacking something a little different. We're looking at how a simple walk and just an unexpected sight completely shifted this seasoned gardener's entire perspective.
Okay, let's dive into this. The entry begins in literally the most unassuming way possible. Quote, while attending to my errands, right? It's so relatable. How often are we just rushing through our day? Just checking boxes off a to-do list. Aang is just out doing everyday chores. But here's the thing, keeping your eyes open during these autopilot moments, that is exactly when the world tends to surprise you. So that brings us to the specific botanical subject that caught Aang's eye, which is the vinca, or scientifically, catharanthus-roseus. Now, if you garden at all, you know this is a relatively common plant. But, as they say, context is everything. Aang observed them blooming magnificently right there at the edge of these unassuming, small roadside gardens, and suddenly it revealed this massive, entirely untapped landscaping potential for a flower we see all the time. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the discovery. Aang notes, and I quote, "This is probably the first time I've seen such large field of vincas, which showing the potential of the plant species in a garden." It's all about scale, right? Because when you only see a struggling plant in a tiny pot, your brain just kind of puts a ceiling on its potential. But seeing a thriving, massive field of them, it completely shatters that baseline.
Now, what's really interesting here is the incredible contrast happening in Aang's mind. On one hand, you have this super relatable confession of past failures, admitting to having, quote, mixed results keeping and growing vincas. We've all been there. But right in front of Aang's eyes is living, breathing proof that it is absolutely possible to grow them to their fullest potential. The plant itself isn't the problem, which means, hey, success is entirely within reach. Let's look at how this all builds together, because we can actually map out the anatomy of this sudden inspiration and honestly apply it to almost anything. It starts with detachment, just running mundane errands. Then comes observation, taking a second to actually notice your environment, like those unexpected garden borders. That triggers an absolutely crucial cognitive pivot, reevaluating past failures based on new evidence without getting defensive about it. And finally, that leads to true inspiration, turning that new data into actionable strategies. Bringing it back to the garden for a second, the practical takeaway for Aang was all about placement. These flowers weren't just randomly scattered, they were utilized effectively as a border plant. Seeing the plant succeed in this specific context took the realization from just a vague burst of inspiration to a tangible, practical strategy that Aang could actually take home and use. So the crucial point is this overarching realization of potential. Aang realizes that despite those past mixed results, the vinca can absolutely be grown to its fullest potential. It's such a great reminder that past performance doesn't dictate future success. Sometimes, just seeing living proof of what right looks like gives you the permission to try again. As we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a thought. Aang found the solution to a past frustration literally blooming right at the edge of the sidewalk. It really begs the question, what overlooked potential might you discover if you look at your past mixed results in a totally new light? Keep your eyes open on your next errand, guys. Your breakthrough might be growing right in front of you.